Hi, everybody. Here we are. It's Ms. B. Welcome. I hope you spent today familiarizing yourself a little bit with our world history classroom and with each other and more with this school and this academy. And this video is sort of alongside that trend of the week to familiarize with yourself with how we do things around here. So the purpose of the video is to show you that we use videos like this quite often, and we use things like that you're going to see on your screen here for the next minute or two. So being that we have a flipped classroom, what you'll do in between classes is you're going to watch brief videos with background, foundational knowledge to prepare yourself for the activities that we'll do the following class. Sometimes there'll be opportunities where you'll see them in class beforehand or maybe at some other point, but usually you'll do that between classes. And the idea is that this shouldn't take you long. It's to give you the background knowledge you need to succeed in class the next day. What it also does is provide you with feedback. Do you really understand the material? And it provides me with feedback. Do I know if you understand the material, or do we need to review certain ideas in class the next day a little bit better? So here's an example of a Google Classroom. This is A1, our steak sauces class. This is your Google Classroom. Now, by now, there's probably more things on there because I put things up in class on Wednesday. But for now, you just have the Flipgrid introductions posted on this screen because I'm making this a few days early. So in class, you did a little activity with the newspapers where you found words or images to describe yourself. And hopefully you were able to set up Flipgrid, and hopefully we were able to make the videos. If not, that's something you can do today before next class or this evening, depending on when you're watching it, right? So what you may want to do is, now that you're on this YouTube station, is either bookmark it or subscribe to it, because almost all the videos we use will be ones that I make and I post to this station. I may use older videos I made years earlier on a different YouTube station, but most of the time they'll be here. And what you'll have every class is a video of me going over the material, sort of like this video here, and then there'll be a Google form where you answer a few simple questions on it to see what you comprehend and what you need some more work on, and that I can see that before we start class. Now, once you submit the form, you may have trouble going back to watch the video. But the cool thing about a flipped classroom is maybe before a test or just you want some extra reinforcement, you could always go back and watch the video to remind yourself or review the material we're going over. So what you may want to do is then, like I said, subscribe to the station or bookmark it or just remember it, write it down somewhere so you know how to go back and access those videos after you submit the form. Okay, so the videos and the forms will always be here on Google Classroom every day by the end of class, so you have it for the next class. So the purpose of today is just to get familiar with that. Make sure you know your Google Classroom page. Make sure you see where you can find the assignments. To remind yourself to try to ensure you know how to use Flipgrid if you haven't, and just to get you in the habit of watching the videos. Now, we don't have a form to submit on this, but you do have a form to submit about your learning style. Before we move forward in class, it's really good to know who's a visual learner, who's a kinesthetic learner, who's more of an auditory learner. So it helps you to learn your best way to study and helps me to know what kind of activities to provide for you guys. So you're not going to be quizzed or have questions on this video, but what you're going to do is read the document I attached in the Google Classroom to find out what kind of learner are you, and then answer just a few questions on it. It should only take you a couple of minutes. So I hope you had a great first class. If you have any questions on this, you still don't understand it, you can always send an email or talk to me next class, and I can always go over this process again. So here's to a great 4 years, everyone.